And we're gonna...
Hello, good evening.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome.
We made it.
Yes. How's everyone doing tonight? We're going to take you to the Blue Hole. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds like a brilliant idea. I look forward to this.
Some of you have requested to go there with us, so let's take a look, shall
Full
we?
bananas. All right.
Ask your questions if you like in the chat and we'll answer them.
Yeah.
See you after.
You can do it in any language, really.
Yeah.
Just we'll Google Translate.
Yeah.
Whatever. We're off to the Blue Hole.
Yeah. Right, Trisha, tell me what we're going to do today.
Alright, so welcome to the Red Sea and Wonders of the Red Sea in Dahab. And first of all, we recommend, this is a really nice guidebook. It's going to show you some of the sites. So let me show you where we're driving. Coming from Dahab city, right here, we drove along this dirt road all the way up to the national parks area. And you go by all these dive sites on the way, Tiger Reef, and here you have a little checkpoint and a place where we pay entrance to the national parks. So here we'll stop, pay the entrance fee, and then drive to the Blue Hole. And here's the Blue Hole. You can see the formation here on the map. It's a great location with the mountains and the deep sea right at the shore. You can see the Blue Hole there.
Hello there. Hi. I had a bit of look at that.
So here we are walking along the side of the Blue Hole area, and you can see the just basically open ocean, and there's a beautiful reef wall there. And now we're going to take you to the Bells area, because one of the things you do when you come to the Blue Hole is you dive Bells to Blue Hole. So let's take you over there. Somebody give me a wave.
That's where the divers go down in their bells. You just see him disappearing away from the surface.
Herman, explain to me why we dive bells to Blue Hole. Show me where we're going in here.
Okay, you see here the bells, and it's called like that because this is like a crack here, running down pretty steep. There's like a few staircases, and going down you might hit your tank on the sides or here on the top of the arch. That's why we call it bells. You come out here and you have this beautiful view with basically no bottom, and you see the big reef on your right.
Hello.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Hello.
Snorkeling at starting from Bells
Yeah,
all the way to the Blue Hole.
I think so. Yeah. I went and learned from the dad why.
Annet into the water.
The funny thing about this dive is actually the most common is to dive outside of the Blue Hole for most of the dive. So you're on a wall with no visible bottom, which is beautiful. It's like flying through the air. And you just shallow up until you get to what we call the saddle. The saddle is a little dip that allows you to dive into the Blue Hole. You do your safety stop there, so around 5 meters, and you look down into the Blue Hole and you can see the formation of it, and then you exit onto the shore. So here's like the normal exit. These little stairs here.
That's where I came out when I went snorkeling
Yeah.
from the Bells. I came out here.
Because you've got a little shallow sandy area.
It's very
here.
easy to find your way out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very easy to walk
divers.
out of. Yeah.
So, one of the reasons why Blue Hole is such an ideal place for both scuba diving and free diving is that it is so deep from one step from the beach. I mean, we have 90 meters one step away from the beach. And the problem in other places is that you might be far away where you can go deep enough for free diving and technical diving and scuba diving. And here you are right close to the shore. In the restaurants, like in this one, we have an AED and trained people who can help give extra oxygen, use AED machine if needed in case of emergency. So emergency services are close, and we are only like 20 minutes from the closest chamber also.
But we drank it.
Yummy.
Oh, it smells good, guys.
Yeah.
Looks good and smells good. Okay, advertising. More coming our way.
Oh, wow.
There's a chicken.
Was rice.
That's a
Oh,
oh,
thank you.
sweet potato.
Boy.
Wow.
Thank you for serving us. It was delicious.
Thank you for that. Yeah, you make our day. Yeah, you make our day much more nicer actually. Thank you for that.
See you.
Bye.
Yay.
Hi.
More than 200 meters.
Wait, I need to record this. Wait. You see, all the fun stuff happens off camera, right? That's what they say.
Wait.
Gas? Yeah. Yeah.
Free toilet.
You feeling better?
Oh,
Yeah. I know, it's a long drive, isn't it? Jesus! Yeah.
Turned around so you have a camera.
That too, yeah.
That happened with one as well last time.
Oh man, that was funny.
What did you guys
That was
think
a
of
good
that?
one.
We had a
That
great
was
day.
a really good one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of activities, as you see, that you can do at the Blue Hole. Snorkeling,
Yeah.
scuba diving, tech diving, free
Yeah.
diving.
Good food.
Yeah, great
Absolutely.
food.
Yeah,
We just
yeah.
had a walk around that day and just a lovely day out as well. It's always good for that.
exactly.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's famous. Dahab is
Yeah.
well known for Blue Hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people around the world come here just to see the Blue Hole.
Yeah.
It's very unique. There are a couple others in the world, don't get me wrong, but it's unique on this area because there's not a lot of caves that are formed with volcanic activity in Red Sea. Only a few.
yeah.
And you can't find a blue hole in this continent
Yeah.
or Asia.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the only one in Northern Hemisphere.
Really? Wow. Okay.
And,
Yeah.
and it's to King Safari's question.
Oh yeah. How is it
How it's
formed?
formed?
Yes.
There's been originally volcanic activity that has pushed gases up from a lava chute underneath the water. And then the coral has covered that chute on top completely. And at some point, more gases have come and it has collapsed in itself, forming this perfectly round hole.
So I mean, when we were up in Jebel Laguna, is that a similar principle?
It is
Like-
similar principle, but
yeah.
they didn't have like a geothermal vent
Right.
underneath. This is actually been a volcano on this area beforehand.
Right.
We have another one north of Nueva, and there's actual 3 chambers and a proper cave,
Yeah.
but it's not dived a lot because of its remote location. You are hours away from emergency services if something goes wrong,
Right.
so people don't generally dive there at all.
Yeah.
Unless you have a proper support boat with everything in it,
Yeah.
including chamber,
Yeah.
then it's safe to dive there. But otherwise, people don't really go there. Maybe one day we have a chamber in Nueva and we can do that too.
But you also have the activity of the different sea levels that helped the formation as well. The sea level used to be different and higher and then lower again, and rainwater would collect, just like if you see on the street now. If you imagine from the top, it's also getting pressure because water tends to form in a puddle. So that was also forming on the top and kind of weakening it from the top. So you have the sediment being like the chute from underneath, and then on top getting the collection of water, and then it eventually broke through.
I mean, how long ago are we talking here?
I don't know.
A couple of million? Yeah.
More like 100 million years.
Yeah.
It's been there a while.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously. No, but this is the thing that people know as well. Like when you ask about, whether Egyptian or foreign, they say the blue. Where do you want to go? I want to go to Blue Hole.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
and there's great stories around Blue Hole. Like the saddle we saw on the video.
Yeah.
Oh, this is brilliant.
Saddle was formed because it should be round, closed.
Right.
Blue Hole.
Yeah.
It's not. There is this saddle which is about 6 meters deep, and the story goes that 1958 this guy with his boat went through it.
A fairly famous guy with the boat,
his
apparently.
boat inside the Blue Hole to be protected from the northern waves.
Oh, okay.
Jacques Cousteau was his name.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
But that hole wasn't big enough, so they decided to do some 1958 science and see how that reef is formed and what's underneath deeper on that reef. So they used few sticks of dynamite to blow it up.
Okay then.
Because that's how 1958 the science was done.
That's amazing.
A little bit then.
Well, yeah, okay.
That's
We
a piece
wouldn't
of
do that
history.
anymore.
We wouldn't do that anymore.
No.
Well, there's not a lot of locations where you can literally take 3 steps in and then the bottom is at 90 meters. Because honestly, from the shore, you could just get in and right there at the bottom is 90, and then it's kind of slanted downwards, and it's quite a lot of depth to have.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is why it's so famous for freedivers as well.
It's beautiful,
And the conditions are always the same. So especially for freedivers, this is important. But also for scuba divers, because it's there's a lot of stories about how dangerous this site can be if you don't do things correctly. But if you do things correctly and you have a training for it, it is one of the safest dive sites in the world because there's no currents, there's no waves. The
visibility is good.
Visibility is good. The temperature is always nice and moderate.
Close to shore.
Close to the shore. Emergency services are close. The whole beach is full of people with medical training.
So, it's set up for it.
It's one of the safest places because of the conditions, and that's why freedivers come here from all over the world, because you are 2 meters from 90 meters down.
It's perfect.
It's
you don't need a boat.
so easy to go down.
And tell us about the line, the way it's set up, because there's a special reason why the line is where it is, and the deeper divers are on one side and the shallower.
Well, the bottom of the Blue Hole is not 90 meters everywhere, so if you look from the shore on the right side, it actually starts around 55, and it starts to go down to the other side to about 90. So the ones that the more experienced and they want to go deeper, they go on the left side, and the ones that don't need so much depth, they go on the right side.
And that's just known from the freediving community, or? Yeah. And what could you maybe see if you're diving a bit deeper there on the other side? If you go to around 55 meters, say.
Well, then you might see some, I would say, kind of light coming through from the side, because the wall collapsed there and there's an arch at 55.
Okay, that's all the way on that side of the Blue Hole.
Morning dive.
Yes, I was being tricky because Sammy and I have done this dive, so now we'll tell you
morning
about
dive.
Scuba diving with tanks.
Not very.
A little bit gray still. Sun is not completely up from the mountains. That's when you enter the water.
Right.
You go to 55 meters and you just wait for a few minutes. The sun comes up and starts shining through that arch at 55. It's like a chapel. It's one of the most beautiful things that you have ever seen underwater.
Yeah.
All the shades of blue color go through the whole range of blues, and then you swim through it.
Wow.
It's
That's
unbelievable. And
It is
soft
just
coral
unbelievable.
all on the top of the arch. I remember when I did it, I was thinking to myself, man, I've done a lot of training just to do this one dive. I hope, it's amazing. I just was thinking in my head,
it's
like,
worth it.
Yes, it's worth
I have
it.
4 tanks strapped on me, like, I've done all this training, and all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, this is amazing.
This is worthwhile.
Thousands of euros on equipment and training and years of diving, it's still worth it.
And you see all the way to the bottom, and that's the problem. You
Yeah.
do the arch dive and only do it technical, only do it with training. You do that, and then you look to the bottom, you go, oh man, now I have to go deeper because it's too
I want to know what's down there.
I want to go down there. And apparently, because I haven't done it, I really want to, the 100-meter dive there, or the 90-meter dive there, you go to the bottom and you look up and you see this arch that starts at 55 meters, and it's called the cathedral. And
Yes.
it's like being inside of a cathedral and the light hitting it. And
Now, I always thought, like, okay, deeper dives, you don't really see that much anymore. Like, that's, nice for
Oh,
your...
it's amazing,
kind of
the sea life, because we have
Yeah.
the same temperature of water
Yeah.
on the surface in 50, in 100.
Right,
The
yeah.
temperature doesn't really difference.
That's amazing.
In the winter, maybe there's 1 or 2 degree maximum difference between the bottom and the surface, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So you have almost the same life on shallow reefs that you have deep reefs. This is an interesting subject because one of my friends is a professor in marine biology, and she's one of the only people in the world, hi Michelle if you're watching, who is studying deep reefs. But we know from our friends who've been diving this area that you have the Nemos, the anemone fish, you have everything that you have in shallow reefs. They live in 100 and 125 meters too.
Wow.
The same fish, they're there.
Really?
And even we've had some tech divers come up and say, we saw a seahorse at 50 meters. It's like, what? And that's the beauty of the Red Sea. If you have a chance, if you haven't come to the Red Sea yet, this is one of the things we have here. Every dive is a good dive because the visibility is great and the formations are so beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to take you to Canyon. We're going to take you to a bunch of dive sites, and it doesn't matter. It's always a good dive because
we have 23 different dive sites.
Yeah.
And when I say different,
they're
man,
different.
are they different?
Yeah.
they're very different.
Yeah.
They all different.
Yeah.
You don't ever feel like I've done this before because they are so different.
They really
On
do look
formation,
different.
on life, on corals, on
Everything.
One other thing I really like about freediving the Blue Hole was always I remember on the first session I would you try to calm yourself down, and at some point you just can't help yourself anymore. You're just starting to think about food already because you're gonna come out, you just walk out, and there's the food ready waiting. So it's very stimulating. It's fun.
Oh man.
Okay.
I was thinking about other things when I was freediving the Blue Hole, okay, that's really deep. And the
Gotta go back
visibility is so good that you look and you're like, oh, don't look down.
Oh, wow.
It is a bit of a weird feeling in the beginning,
Yeah.
but it's the same as anywhere else.
And for scuba diving, it's fantastic too, going down the bells as a recreational scuba diving. I never get tired of it. Yeah, I mean, you get to, first you get this reef wall, and like we said on the video, no bottom, which makes you feel like you're flying. Things can come out of the blue to visit you. And then when you do your safety stuff in the Blue Hole, you can watch the freediver. In fact, you really have to look and hold your safety stuff because the freedivers come swimming past you. And it's amazing. It gives you this sense of how deep they're going, and it's a great sight. I love diving it.
It is.
Now, you have to be a bit more advanced to dive there, though, or not necessarily.
You have to have good buoyancy. So if you want to do this as an open water diver with 50 dives and you've never done your advanced, that's okay. We can get in, go to 17 meters. We leave ourselves a meter for safety, and we can dive along that reef wall at 17 meters. It's a beautiful dive.
Right.
If you have your advanced, we go to 30. If you have your deep spec, we go to 40. Try to keep it to 35. And then we go shallow up along the wall. So you can do it at any level, given that you have good buoyancy, and they usually want to check you out before.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
whoever's diving with you is gonna want to do a dive with you previously,
Yeah.
and just take
Yeah,
a look
you're
and
not
make
gonna
sure.
go straight there.
Yeah, just make sure that your buoyancy is good and you're driving your jacket well, and you know you're easily
Even
holding
with
your level.
returning divers, I always take them to do one
Exactly.
dive at Lighthouse first and
Yeah.
see that everything is working properly, and
Exactly.
everything is comfortable, and you feel good about the dives, and you're not
Right.
cold or warm or whatever.
Yeah.
Then when you're ready to go there, then we go there.
Yeah.
But we're very
It's worth
careful.
Mm.
Yeah, we're very careful with wall dives in Dahab, and in other places that's all you have as an open water diver.
Oh, really?
Some people they do their open water in a pool, then they go to the dive sites, and that's what they get. It's a wall dive. So here in Dahab, not only do we have depth very close, we have beautiful shallow sites as well. So again, with the training, you can really mix it up. So we're very careful, and we don't go to wall dives usually without.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I hear from everybody, like over and over again, how safe Dahab is when it comes to diving. You know, how
The quality of training is one of the best in the world in Dahab. We have a lot of dive centers, and everybody's watching each other.
Yes.
well,
We self-control ourselves.
as a customer, you know, as a diver, that's a good thing.
Yes, it is. It's definitely a
that's
good
what
thing.
you want. You know?
You
Quality is high.
Yeah.
You get good experiences that way. You just enjoy yourself. You're not worried about every little thing, because you know that, okay, I've got this, I can do this dive. And
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
it's a really beautiful sight.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's amazing. I mean, for me, I've only ever snorkeled there. I know you divers, you know, you kind of. Right?
hey, I've snorkeled there. Have you snorkeled there?
Yeah, one time actually there were divers below, and there was a Napoleon swimming over the divers. The divers didn't see it. So
Yeah. And
Snorkel
so on
is
from
you get
small.
lucky as a snorkeler. So
Yeah,
you never know. You never
As a
know.
diver, you have limited field
Yeah.
of vision. Snorkelers on top see huge area at one time,
I was
so they
amazed.
mostly see more than us.
Yeah, what really struck me, like so many little fish when I was there.
Yeah.
And you also said, like, this is the nursery.
Yeah,
and
this
and
is the
that was
nursery
so
for
obvious.
the small species.
Yeah. And that
It's
was
very
just-
rich reef.
Yeah.
And because of there's not a strong current, but there's a small current basically all the time going one way or the other, because it's a wall dive.
Yeah.
And that keeps the coral reef actually more clean from algae. The algae doesn't have a chance to attach itself to it because the constant stream of water is going there.
Right,
So
exactly.
it keeps cleaner than the bay areas, for example.
Yeah,
That's why
that
we
makes
have
sense.
more small fish. And then because there's more small fish, we have the occasional predators.
Yeah.
But I researched this. Every biology book says that guitar shark is maximum 170 to 180 centimeters. And I swear I saw over 2 meter one at Blue Hole.
Wow. Okay, that sounds amazing.
And we've seen whale shark at Blue Hole, manta ray at Blue Hole,
Yeah.
hammerhead at Blue Hole.
Yeah.
In fact, the hammerhead video is from a snorkeler, so there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the Blue Hole.
At the Blue Hole,
No
going
way.
over the saddle, just like the
Come
divers.
on.
Here comes the hammerhead, like, oh, excuse me. The snorkeler's like,
I would freak out.
Yeah.
But
amazing.
that would be the most amazing
Yeah.
experience, though. Yeah.
But we hope you liked visiting the Red Sea
Hey,
with
what's
us.
next?
Well, we've got lots of adventures.
Yeah.
So,
Are we going back to the desert?
Yeah, we still have a little bit more desert to eke out of
Yeah.
Sarah Beat, for sure. We've got some really good material from Yasser, Wadi Saho, first female Bedouin guide in the Sinai.
fantastic.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
And
It's
we'll
really
have
that.
more of the Red Sea for sure. We want to bring that to you guys as well.
Definitely.
So, well,
All
thanks
right.
for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for
Yes.
your questions.
Thanks.
Hi, Wolfgang.
Yeah, hey, Wolfgang's back.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.